if our future should depend that we will get an ultimate which from above will decide for us, and then the question is, of course, again, who is going to recognize this ultimate, and which will be the rules for recognizing this ultimate. You have really an infinite regress here. But anyhow, I would be utterly pessimistic. If that is the case, then we are lost. Because this actually demands that a new God will appear. This world, which was a Christian world in the Christian Middle Ages, had this ultimate instance because it was God. And because this had disappeared, Western humanity was back in the situation in which it had been before it was saved or salvaged or whatever by the good news. And that, for instance, am perfectly sure that this whole totalitarian catastrophe would not have happened if the people still had believed in God, or in hell, rather. And that is, if there still were ultimates, there were no ultimates. And you know as well as I do that there were no ultimates with which one could validly and with validity appeal to. One couldn't appeal to anybody. One could, and if you go through such a situation, the first thing you know is the following: you never know how somebody will act. You have the surprise of your life. And this goes throughout all layers of society, and it goes throughout all various distinctions between men. And you could see that those who, if you want to make a generalization, then you could see that those who were still very firmly convinced of the so-called old values, they were the first to be ready to change their old values for a new set of values, provided that they were given one. And I'm afraid of this. I do not believe that we can stabilize a situation in which we have been since the 17th century in any final way.